Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Julia's Palette Studio, a place where you can paint your heart out. How's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are, well, it is 7 o'clock Thursday, and I hope you guys had a great day today. It was sunny in Michigan, little chilly, but the sun was shining and it was wonderful. So welcome back, and I just wanted to share with you what I'm up to. I have been up to a lot of things actually. I've been doing some mixed media acrylics, collage and acrylic work. That takes place in my dining room because I use my dining room table and I'm spread out all over the place. But I have been wanting to start a new portrait and also wanting to start a new class. And I do have a color class coming up that starts next Wednesday. It's an online class, and I will leave the details below if you're interested in signing up. It goes for 5 weeks, but it's posted for Wednesday of every week, and you can watch it at your leisure. There's going to be, a supply list provided and everything that you need. And there's going to be some PDFs that you'll be getting because there's lots and lots of information. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's not just where you're just going to sit and listen to me talk. You're actually going to have exercises to do, and you're going to create your own fan deck of colors or your own color book, mixing book. You get to choose. You can do both. Doesn't matter to me, but the idea is the same. And I'll be providing the PDFs and the layouts for that too. So in the meantime, I have, like I said, been wanting to start a new portrait, and I have pictures that I have saved of people that I've met, and you know, faces and scenes that I have taken, and I can hear Rue barking in the background. Um, and I met this woman, and she was just fascinating. She was. It was back in my old life when I was traveling around in a motorcoach, and I happened to meet her when we were getting our motorcoach work done by the diesel company. Anyway, she was a doctor. She lived full time out of her motorcoach. And she, like I said, she was a physician, and she was just so captivating. I had to shut the door. Sorry. The dogs were barking. She was so captivating and she was so interesting. And so I took several pictures of her. I asked her permission if I could take her photos. I told her that I would love to paint her. This took place probably, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, maybe longer, maybe 7 years ago. And I asked her permission if I could take her photo, and she said yes. So I took her photograph, and I needed to print it out because I wanted to do a 16 by 20 painting. I don't work small. I wish I did. I think the smallest piece that I've done of a figurative piece, or I haven't even done a portrait, a smaller portrait, but a figurative piece, the smallest I've done, I think, was a 9 by 12. And the piece was not giving a lot of, detail or anything like that. So I didn't mind working that small. But when I'm working on a face and things like that, I really don't like to do I don't really like to work small at all. So I took her picture and I I took it into Adobe InDesign. I'm going to show you the picture, and I'm going to go down here. This is her photo, actually my drawing that I did, and I took it and put it into Adobe InDesign because I needed to do a tile printing of it. So I did another video on that, which for me it's invaluable to have that. I mean, a lot of times before, I used to have to go to a blueprint company and submit a photo, and then the blueprint company would blow my drawing up to a 22 by 30 for a full sheet of watercolor. But now with Adobe InDesign, I can do a tile printing. It takes the image and separates it up onto individual pieces of paper, as you can see, right? And then I'm able to, with the guidelines provided, I am able to piece it together like a puzzle, and then I get my drawing. So I have my drawing, and I don't know yet, I have two thoughts. One of them is that I want to do it on a piece of Aquaboard. I'm in an Aquaboard panel. I don't use those very often. They're a little bit different to paint with. They can get a little tricky sometimes. In the past, I've run into issues where I've laid layers down, and then when it's time for me to add another layer on top, it will lift the bottom layer or the one underneath up. So a lot of times I'm a little skeptical to use that technique or that surface. But the other technique I thought of doing was using a method that I call pour it, paint it, lift it. And what that is you take a background. I'll just show you the this is a painting that I did right there of, it was my daughter a long time ago. She absolutely hates the painting. I actually love it, but she hates it. My other daughter is mad because I never painted her, but she doesn't like to get her pictures taken. So how can I paint her when she won't let me take her picture? Anyway, this was done using the pour it, paint it, lift it technique. And I absolutely love this technique. It is way too much fun. There's so much you can do. And there's really, I mean, you really can't make mistakes using this. It's a lot of fun. I used stamps in there. I used watercolors, and I used stencils. So stamps, stencils. Oh, and the black lines in that, I masked that out using just an artist tape, a thin artist tape. Actually, the artist tape was actually black, and I chose it because I initially thought of painting darker bars, so I wanted to see what it would look like. And then when I lifted the tape off of that, I realized I did like that dark black. I really did. It kind of reminded me of an iron gate, especially with the flowers, kind of like a garden gate, but not. It's called in and out because she's in and she's out. She's in it, behind it, and she's in front of it at the same time. So anyway, this technique, pour it, paint it, lift it. You pour your paint on, you get your surface, and you protect it. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so my first example is going to be, let me move this. Now, I did a bunch of pouring, and some of the pouring did not work out because what happened was I was too heavy on one medium and not, and then I couldn't lift the paint. So what I did on most of these is I did my pour first, and then I lifted, or I put the medium on, and then I'm sorry, I keep hearing my dog. It's bugging me. I'll be right back. Be right back. Oh, I'm back again. I keep trying to keep them out of my studio, but they keep coming back in. So on some of these, I actually put too much medium down, and then I couldn't lift anything up. So this was a pour, and now I'm trying to create something out of the pour. It's totally unlike anything I do. And with this one, I did start adding gouache to it. It's not just watercolor. So I did start adding gouache, and I also used a little bit of acrylic ink. Some of these experimental pours that I've done, I'm going to show you from dark to light. Some of them turned out way too dark, and I'm just going to test to see if this will even lift. Let's just see if this will even lift in certain spots. See that one is not really lifting. So this was another pour that I did. Let me just see. Yeah, this one, it's not lifting as much as I want right here. I don't want to have to scrub. Yeah, so this one I probably will not be using for that because of that, because I want to be able to lift and I can't. Let's just see. Yeah, same. It's not lifting as much as I want it to. Hardly any. You can't even tell. So this one is going to probably be turning into more of an acrylic ink deal with this one. Maybe it's going to be this way for all of them. I just don't know, because I did these a while ago with the intention that I was going to... Now this one's exactly what I need, okay? You see how that lifted up? I'm just going to put in, since I did that, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so I took my scrubber brush and I lifted there. So that one is the idea, exactly what I'm going to need to do. What you want to do is to be able to lift your paint like that very easily so you can do new things. Now, this is done by laying down tape, and then I took wax paper and placed it down. And then on a warm day, sunny day, you take it outside and you have your cups of watercolor washes ready to go. You go between 3 and 5 colors, but you got to make sure that the colors you use are going to be that they're going to work well together if they mix on the paper. That's something you really got to pay attention to. So this one I did. That one's a good one. This one, I think this is another one that may not lift. I have a bunch of these. And like I said, this one. is not lifting at all. So this is another one that I could gesso over, or I could use this for acrylic. It's interesting. It's got a lot going. I think I intended it to be like that. No, actually, no, it was for more like this. I think that's the way I had it. And I'm seeing poppies. I'm seeing poppy flowers already. I'm telling you, I see a big poppy flower right there and another one right there. And here, these shapes remind me of poppies. So this could very well turn into a painting of poppies. Now, it's not going to be watercolor, but I love the background. So I'm going to use it, okay? This is why I say that the mixture has to be exactly correct. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Now, this one, the colors that I chose to use, I used pink and green, and I used purple, but for some reason, the purple all disappeared, and the pink and the green just kind of mostly made brown, a lot of brown taupey tones. And I never really liked it that much. Never liked it at all, really. And that, I might just gesso this one over because that one is not lifting either. So this is a big trial and error for me. No, that one, the medium that I used, I did not use the right formula. So let's just look at that one. This one is a lot of fun. And I really like this background. I don't remember exactly the colors, but I'm pretty sure it was cerulean or manganese blue and a cad yellow light or a Hansa yellow light. And then I think, I don't remember, but I used to love putting opera on my paper. So it could have opera, but this isn't a fabulous background. I don't know. I mean, it could go this way. It could go, I already see a painting in this. It could go this way. Oh, I see a cruciform kind of design in that. Or let's see. I don't know if it could go this way. Actually, it could go that way as well. Because you've got you could do this as a center interest. You could do it like that. I just love this background. So whether or not this is going to be pour it, paint it, lift it background for the figure, the portrait, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but this is one of those that it's almost so pretty as it is that I don't know what I should do. Part of me thinks, you know what? I should scan this in my fine art scanner, right? Because I design clothes. So part of me says, hey, let's design this into my scanner, right? And I put it into Photoshop because this won't fit into my scanner all at once. I have to piece by piece turn it around, rotate it, and then I take it into Photoshop and stitch it all together. And Photoshop actually takes all the scans that I make and then neatly and most of the time seamlessly stitches it all together into one big giant piece. into the actual size. So this, I just think this is beautiful. It's beautiful already. Sometimes it's like, why should I paint anything on it? It's so beautiful. I mean, look at this here. Look at that. If you cropped it like that, or like that, you could even crop it smaller. I mean, it's just, I just love this. And I'm making a mistake because they always say, don't ever fall in love with the first phase of your painting because you'll end up covering it up and you'll lose it. Well, that's for sure what has happened to me with my acrylic painting. And I really don't want that to happen with these. But sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. You just never know. But this one is such a keeper. I love this. And I have one more that I'll show you that I did, and I can't bear to do anything else with it either. So I'm going to show you that one. This one is a perfect background for just a regular watercolor. I can use this one for, it's a real beautiful soft wash. I can use this for still life. I can use this for a portrait. I can use this for a landscape. This would be beautiful for flowers. I mean, I always gravitate towards the lightest part, brightest, being in the upper right-hand corner, but that isn't always what you have to do. I mean, if I was doing a landscape, I could have the blue up there for the sky, right? Right? But I just really love all the stuff that's going on in here and up in here. You can see just the water splashes. I just love this. This was just wet on wet, where I just laid a bunch of pale washes and let it take over. So this one can go for pour it, paint it, lift it, or it can be just a regular background for a regular watercolor painting. Either way, whatever I choose, and this one I think was just the primary colors using, and I know I used opera because I always use opera. So it was probably blue, opera, and a yellow, probably a Windsor yellow maybe, because it's a real cool yellow. But I just love this one. And then last but not least is this one. I'm in love with this just the way it is. Again, I love it just the way it is. I keep struggling because I have this and I don't know what to do with it. I just don't know what to do with it. I know there's a lot of empty space. I could add in here into these shapes here. But just this wonderful stuff that's happened here as I tilted the board, and when the paint was just kind of running all over, I didn't cover the whole board. I just poured it in certain spots, and then I took it. Obviously, I was outside doing this, and you just take it and you turn it and you just let it go where it wants. And obviously, I encourage the drips, but I am just in love with this background. Like with the other one, I'm pretty sure I'll probably just end up taking this into my scanner and scanning it, and then we'll go from there. I can use it for my clothing. I can use it as a background for some kind of digital art piece for clothes. I don't really, I've only done that once, and that's just for pattern making when I make patterns. But this is just so cool the way it is. And it could go like that, right? I could crop it if I wanted to, but there's just so many beautiful things happening here and here, here, all of these areas in here. There is so much you can do. And a face, like, this is like a perfect center area to put use for a portrait. I mean, you have this area here where you could have the face. Obviously, you're going to have these colors, but that's okay. You just lift out what you need and leave the rest. But this is another one of those where the pouring of the paint was as much fun as the painting of something like that. And it's when you do your pours, you're only going to use one opaque color, and the rest of it you have to use transparent. Otherwise, you'll get mud. I taught a class a few years back, a workshop. The workshop wasn't long enough, unfortunately. And one of my students put too many opaque colors into her cups, and sometimes people don't follow directions. and when that happens, sometimes the outcome isn't that great. But for the most part, it's just such a fun class, a lot of fun. And so I'm going to be teaching that this summer, more than likely in June. So stay tuned towards the end of June because I want it to be nice weather. And I won't be, I don't have the facility right now to teach this in person, which I prefer. So I'm going to have to do it online. And I'm debating whether to do Zoom or just regular. But I mean, by regular, I mean a download where you download the video and then you watch it when you want to. That seems to be what a lot of people are doing these days, but I don't know. So I have a decision to make on how I'm going to go about working on this portrait. I will give you some updates as to what I'm doing with it. She's a great lady. She was a really cool lady. And these dots on her face are actually highlights from the sun. She was wearing a hat that was a woven see-through hat. So these are all just reflections of the sun that are streaming onto her face. So anyway, guys, just a little bit of what I've been up to. I finally got my computer to work again. I've been down for quite a while, so I've been working, like I said, at my dining room table doing a bunch of abstract stuff just to have fun and play because that helps with life's frustrations and stresses, you know? So anyway, guys, you guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'd love to have you follow along for sure. And if you ever want to see my website, I will make sure that I provide the link to it below. So in the meantime, you guys have a great night and I'll talk to you soon. You guys take care and paint your heart out. Take care.